Hello, and welcome back to another video. As many of you saw by my last video, I recently took my first trip down under to Australia. And if you didn't watch, what are you doing? Why are you still here? Go back and watch. Take notes and come back when you're done. For those of you who actually did your assignment like you were supposed to, let's all head down together to Sydney, the largest city in the country and where we started our journey. I'll tell you what, I've been to over 30 countries now and even more cities, and I honestly think as of this moment, Sydney has topped my list of favorite cities I've ever been to. I loved the layout of the city, right on the harbor with beautiful architecture and stunning views literally everywhere you look. We started off our first day by getting up close and personal to one of the most iconic sites in the city, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. This bridge is a can't miss. Crossing the heart of the harbour from the Rocks precinct at its southern tip up to Milson's Point on the lower north shore. The bridge stretches about 1.5 miles in length, and we walked the full length from south to north along its pedestrian walkway. Not only is the bridge itself a beautiful work of architecture, but the walkway offers breathtaking views of the harbor, including, of course, the one-of-a-kind Sydney Opera House. After we made it across, we grabbed a cup of coffee and enjoyed some time soaking up the sun in Milson Park before taking an Uber up to the northern beachside suburb of Manly. Over the years, Manly has become a very popular spot within Sydney, stretching along the aptly named Manly Beach, which, fun fact, actually only allows in visitors that qualify as having large muscles. So I was obviously welcomed with open arms and certainly enjoyed my time at the beach. Once we got done exploring the beach, it was about midday and time for some lunch. G'day mates, here in Manly having lunch at North Stein's Snack Shack. We are here because our Uber driver swore on her life that these are the best fish and chips she's ever had in her life, so naturally we had to check it out. Let's get a shot of this. You can see it's like a literal fish. So let's dig in. A little lemon here. Cheers. Very good.
Nick, thoughts?
Well, mate.
Well, you're not gonna, with the mics.
Shouts to Ma, our Uber driver.
After a satisfying lunch, we made our way down to Manly Wharf and found a lovely waterside spot to drink our first pints of the trip. And of course, it wouldn't be a trip up to Manly without taking the ferry, which is what we took to get back down to Sydney. And let me tell you, there is a very good reason this ferry ride gets so much hype. You think we had enough of the views of this harbor? Well, think again. Once we got off the boat, we made our way out to the Royal Botanic Gardens to catch one of the most breathtaking sunsets I have ever had the pleasure to witness. Hey, Kias. Good morning, Kias. How you doing? Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Kias, let me ask you one question this beautiful morning in Sydney. What time did you wake up?
About 3:45.
Oh, me as well. About 4 o'clock this morning. So safe to say that we're pretty jet-lagged here on day 2 in Sydney. Would you say so?
I'd say that's accurate.
But Kias, there's silver linings to everything. I say this all the time. What's a silver lining to waking up at 4 in the morning?
Getting to spend more time with you.
Yes, and?
Getting to see a nice sunrise.
I mean, sounds like a great combination to me, Kias.
I would agree.
So without further ado, let's get the drone going.
Welcome to Sydney.
After soaking in a beautiful sunrise, Nick and Sam went out for a morning jog around the harbor while I stayed back and, well, filmed more. Once I got back, we all headed out for the day's adventure, the famed Coogee to Bondi coastal walk. This 6-kilometer hike is one of the most popular in the city, filled with beautiful beaches and cliff tops lining the entire route. We chose to begin in the south at Coogee, exploring the beach and some awesome rock formations before beginning our hike north. Our next stop was at the inlet known as Gordon's Bay, a secluded little cove that was a lovely change of pace from the better-known beaches that bookend the hike. Eventually, it was time to finish the hike up at Bondi Beach, arguably the most iconic beach in all of Australia. Surfers and beachgoers galore, I couldn't help but think about how this view was exactly what I had in mind when I would imagine what Australia would be like. What I had been so excited to finally immerse myself in. It was so cool, and it was at this moment with this view where I came to the realization that I knew Sydney would end up going down as one of my all-time favorite cities I've been to. Alas, the time at Bondi and in Sydney eventually came to a close. But lucky for us, our journey in Australia was just getting started.